What's going on, guys? It's Wednesday night again, and here we are with Squadron Live. My name is Brandon, and I am your host for the next hour or thereabout. I appreciate you all being here with me. I hope you've had a good week, and uh, I have. we, we've been having a good time up here in Ringgold, and have a lot going on. Man, we've got a lot going on, but uh, there's there's always a lot going on, it seems. So it's like, what's going on this week? But goodness. So let me jump in the live chat real quick. Tonight's show, for the last several weeks, we've had we've had guests, going all the way back to when we had Jeff V with us. We had Lee Leibold with us. Um, before that, we had our open mic night, as I call it, I think, and and of course, last week was a little bit of a short show, and I apologize for that. I was just kind of wasted last week, but real busy and tired and whatnot. But so for the past several weeks, I've not really had a chance to jump in the live chat with you guys and see what you guys have been up to. I think 2 weeks ago I wasn't even live because I was on vacation. So we had the interview with Peter. Um, and if you saw that interview, you would understand why I'm not saying his last name. I've been practicing saying your last name though, Peter, and one night I'm going to attempt it. I'm going to get it right. But anyway, so tonight I'm kind of calling this Q&A night. You guys throw out some stuff in the live chat, and we'll talk about it. And if it gets to be too many things in the live chat, and I can't mention all of them here, hopefully you guys can chat amongst yourselves as well. But we'll do that. So the first thing that that I've got to point out is so when I sent out the email and not just sending out the email, when I created this show room tonight, the thumbnail is a picture of me and the beaver. And so a few weeks ago, you guys that were here, you remember we were talking about Buc-ee's, the gas station. And I don't even remember how in the world we got on that topic. We're supposed to be talking about models, right? So I don't even remember how we got on that topic, but we did. And so on the way to the beach, we ended up stopping at Buc-ee's. Go figure. And we get in, and Bucky is walking around taking pictures with people. So I had to get a picture with him. So there you go. There's me and Bucky. And of course I threw out the thumbs up, and he did too. I just wish I had a Squadron hat big enough to stick on top of his head. But that's what the thumbnail image was all about. So kind of kind of different, but there you go. Now, and I got to say this too. So Bucky's is a cool place, mostly because it's huge. You drive by it, and the first time I saw one, I absolutely couldn't believe how many gas pumps they had, and blah blah blah. They got a good thing going on, whatever. But let me tell you what, right across the street from our Squadron shop here in Ringgold is my new favorite gas station. It's the Circle K. This place is great. You can go in, and I should have brought one down here with me. They sell these humongous. You can go get in and get a soft drink, or down in Georgia we call it a Coke, even though I've never got an actual Coca-Cola from there. They got all sorts of other fun flavors. So you can get one of these Cokes for like 69 cents. And you can't beat that. So Bucky's might be cool, but Circle K's got it going on, at least for us here across the street from Squadron. So, anyway, that's all I got to say about gas stations tonight. Joseph, good to see you tonight, buddy. And Squadron Anonymous. There you go. And Danny's with us tonight. And, buddy, when I posted the new hot sauce and showed that off, I had you in mind, so I'm glad that you saw those, and glad that you were able to get those. If you guys are not subscribed to our emails, I'm trying to do better and better with making sure I send out a good one each week, and it looks like Wednesday has kind of become the day. But let's see if I can get this to work right. I was going to show you. Where is it at? Here we go. All right. So here's my email for this week. You see the Bucky, and we'll jump into all this fun stuff here in a second. But scroll down here to the bottom. Yeah, there's your 6 hot sauces. So we did the first hot sauce, which was a red habanero hot sauce, and it was really good. And the reason I'm doing this, guys, is just because I like hot sauce. My wife probably thinks I'm nuts, but anywhere we go that has uh, any kind of hot sauce. I have Bucky's hot sauce in my hot sauce cabinet. It's just something that's neat to me. I enjoy it. I do like it. I like tacos, and I like to dump a lot of hot sauce on them. So that first hot sauce, I kind of just did that because it was fun and I wanted to. I didn't expect for you guys and a lot of our Squadron customers to actually also really like it. And so we sold all of them, and I started getting more and more requests for us to do more hot sauces. Some people wanted some that were not as hot, and some people wanted them to be a lot hotter. So this little 6 set, you get a little bit of everything. The P51 and the P47, that's kind of not very hot. It's a good flavor, but you can really dump it on. And then the what I'm calling the Doolittle's hot sauce, the B25. That's the habanero. That's kind of like what the first one we did was. And then you get into the heavy bombers, the B24, 17, and 29, and those are pretty dang hot. So it's cool. It's just a fun little thing that we're doing, uh, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you go along for the ride with me on that. So that's what we've got going on with the hot sauce. And Danny, I'm glad that you got those. And Jason, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you tonight. And Randy, glad that you've got you. It looks like he got his hot sauce too. Yeah, and that Tackum Weasel, man, I'm kind of excited about that. This is their third, I think it is. Um, Let's see. Let me pull this back up on the screen. You can see it right here in the middle. This is their third issue of their Weasel, the third boxing, and this one is kind of interesting. It's their Antarctic exploration, I guess, or expedition vehicle. So it's kind of an oddball, but it's pre-orders are doing good. I think a lot of people are interested in it. So glad that you've got one of those on order, Randy. Let's see. Love the Buckies, Danny says. And Tom, good to see you tonight, buddy, from the villages of the White Sands. And yeah, talking about the hurricane coming through, we certainly thoughts and prayers for all you guys. Y'all stay safe and don't let anything blow away. And you're right. Apparently, or I saw another chat here in just a second. Yeah, here we go. Wes, he's down in Florida too. Good to see you tonight, buddy. And you are right. Supposedly that is headed our way here in the next couple of days. So, Derek, having pizza bagels, need some hot sauce. I hadn't had pizza bagels in a long time. Carlos, good to see you tonight, buddy. And David, good to have you in here this evening. And Ed, Northeast Georgia. Well, not too terribly far away from us then. And let's see, Ed is with us tonight. Good to see you, buddy. And Michael is coming to us up from North Carolina. Let's see. Ed, looks like we will find out how good the roofs are. Well, I hope they're really good because they finally got them finished, and I've got a couple of videos. I'll show you where we are. We were literally moving stuff today, and so those roofs better stay in place. Ed is working on the Mini Art P47. Okay, well, it has a few challenges, he says. It's an interesting thing. Most kits, uh, for me, somebody will tell me the kit went together perfectly, but then I go build it and I run into a problem. And another kit, I'll put it together and have no problems, and people will be telling me that they had problems with it. So I don't know what it is. There's just always seems to be good kits and bad kits, and easy kits and hard kits. Just can't ever have it all, can we? Well, good luck with it, and I look forward to seeing how it turns out for you when you get done. Wayne is with us tonight. And yes, Wayne mentions the final countdown deal. So that's another thing that we're trying to do in our weekly email that goes out on Wednesdays. So down here, the final countdown deal. Today, it was the Tiger One Big Box. And I say was because I just checked a few minutes ago and they are all sold out. So if you didn't jump in on this, it's too late, and I apologize about that. But just keep an eye out for Wednesday's emails. That's where the final countdown deal will be, and apparently, that's becoming more and more popular for us each week. So things might start selling out quicker. The other little deal that we had, we threw our F-18 Hornet book on sale, kind of just to ramp up interest in the new Squadron Signal publications, ramp up interest in Peter's artwork, which is featured on the front cover of this, and just in general create some interest in these books, this book publishing, uh, specifically for what we will talk about in a few minutes here. But anyway, so if you hadn't got one of our new books, we've done I think 8 now. This was the first one we did back 2, I guess 2 years ago now. And David Doyle wrote this book. Peter did the artwork for the front cover. So if you've not got a Squadron Signal in action book since we took over and started making them, this is a good opportunity to grab one of those and just see what it's all about. All right, let's see. Ed, any word on the Neverland victory? All right, so this, um, let me pull the email back up. So this is a very cool little interesting thing that, let's see, a cool little kit that kind of, at least for me, was kind of out of the blue. So Neverland Hobbies is well, they're a new company. They had until now they had one kit, which was this 1 to 144 scale U-boat, and it's a nice kit. It's a snap kit. It was pre-painted, so theoretically you can. And this is kind of the exploded view of the parts. Theoretically, you can put this together with no tools and no paint, kind of sort of like a Bandai Gundam kit, I suppose. Um, but it's you might think, well, it's kind of a toy then. Maybe, but it's really nice. They did a really good job with it. Um, so when they did this, I was kind of excited uh, to see what they would come up with in the future. I suppose you can't go wrong with a U-boat. That's kind of a popular subject, and they did a good job with it. But then they just this week they sent us the information for this. They they're doing a 700 scale HMS Victory. So it's like I said, just kind of nothing wrong with it. It's just kind of out of left field for me. They go from a 144 scale U-boat to a 700 scale sailing ship. But so looking at this thing, of course, I haven't seen it in person yet, but just looking at what they've provided to us is pretty neat. It's got a full interior, or well, I guess full. I don't know how full, but you can see the side view here with all the cannons. Uh, and I think they're going to do a really good job. Now, the the interesting thing is, even such a small and relatively inexpensive model kit, they're still doing what everybody else seems to be doing these days, and doing a standard version, which I just showed, and then this is what they're calling well, at least what I'm calling their deluxe version. And basically, the difference is it includes these what they let's see on the top of the box here. They refer to it as uh, precision photo etch parts and 3D printed parts to further enhance both internal and external details. So not too much in the 3D. I don't know why they didn't just tool that up in plastic and include it with the kit, but whatever. But then you also get this photo etch sheet with it. So that's kind of neat. Looks like you got rat lines and I don't know whatever else is on there. My knowledge of sailing ships is not uh, up to par, really. So, but with this, maybe I'll learn a little bit because it is very interesting and would go really well with a good 700 skill set. But anyway, Ed, going back to your question here, and well, I guess this isn't your question, but I'll answer the question you didn't ask. These are supposed to be released or produced to be released in November. But of course, they got to go on the slow boat from China. So that probably translates into very, very, very late December or early to mid January, just depending on how shipping goes. But we'll see as things progress with this. We just got information about this just a couple days ago. So as things progress, I will post information if it's something that needs to be posted. So. All right. Who else do we have in here tonight? David is in here. All right, that's a good question. So let me see. All right. So I'm going to pull up ICM's 144 scale version of this little Kriegsfish cutter, or however the heck you say that. Is a little German multi-purpose boat, as ICM calls it. ICM has this in 1 to 144 scale, and I'm pretty confident they have it in 350th scale too. Um, but ICM does a really good kit. Did a great job on this. So very cool, very interesting. 144 scale. They have it in 700 scale. I'm not 700 scale. 350 scale. Here's their 350 scale version. So it's a cool subject. Now, special hobby. Let me think. Last year at IPMS Nationals out in Texas, Special Hobby was showing off a 72 scale version of this that they are going to tool up. Now, I assume that they're going to release this. Oh, and David has even mentioned it here. It's going to be Special Navy. If you know Special Hobby, CMK, Special Navy is their planes. I mean, their ships. Special Armor is their mostly 72 scale armor kits. So they got all these different brands, and they showed this thing off. And actually, at the end of the show, they sent the test shots back with me, so I was able to check them out a little bit more. It's going to be a nice kit. Unfortunately, here we are a year and a couple months later, and there's still no word on when that's going to be released. So hopefully they will get it out at some point, but uh, right now I have nothing. So, like I said, hopefully soon, but I do not know at the moment. Brandon, good to see you tonight. And Randy says, I took part in the B-24 Planes, Names, and Dames cover vote. He likes option 2. All right, so since you brought this up, we will jump over there and talk about that. Now, I'm going to make myself disappear real quick so you can get a good look at this picture. Check this. All right, so this is the years ago, back in the late 80s, early 90s, there was a series of books. There were actually 3 of them called Planes, Names, and Dames. These were published by Squadron, and actually Larry Davis wrote them. The first issue was uh, basically World War II. The second issue was shortly after World War II. I forget the exact time frame for each book. And then the third issue was, I think maybe the second issue ran up through Korea, maybe through Vietnam. I don't remember. And then after that, it was basically everything after that point up to the time the book was written. And these books, dang, I have them. I should have pulled them out so I could show you. These books were basically picture books, uh, even more so picture books than inaction books. But they were nice. It's just full of pictures of planes, specifically um, specifically focusing on the nose art. Whether it was the girls or the cartoons or whatever it was, they were all pictures specifically about nose art, and they were neat books. They were cool. Lots of nice pictures in them. Uh, and of course, I was like 5 years old at the time, but back then when there was no internet, this was a good way to be able to see some of these planes and see the nice artwork on the noses. So, fast forward to now, what are we going to do with this series? So, we are going to bring back the name Planes, Names, and Dames. I thought it was a cool name. And what the books are going to be are a combination of a little bit of everything a Squadron book has ever been, whether it was an action book, the walk around book, definitely the Planes, Names, and Dames books. Squadron has had so many different types of books. In Action is the one that everybody really knows. That's the biggest, most popular series of books they ever did. But they tried a lot of stuff throughout the years, and this is going to be a little bit of a combination of all of that and then some. So I'm working with Peter on these books, and he is a lot of people since doing that interview with Peter a couple of weeks ago. I've had a lot of emails of people asking, "Hey, why don't you get Peter to do an art book, like a coffee table book, because it would be great just to have a book full of Peter's artwork." Well, that's what this is. And each page, if you will, Peter's pictures are going to be a full picture. I mean, a full page, no text, no logos, nothing, just a nice, pretty picture that Peter has rendered. And, perhaps one side of the page has whatever. It ain't so funny. The B-24 ain't so funny. Nice picture, nice, pretty picture of that Peter's done. And by the way, that particular one is going to look awesome. And on the other side, on the other page, you might have a picture, a real picture, because, why not? We need to see the original reference, right? You probably have some information of what that plane is, what bomb group it flew in, or whatever. You'll have some of the history of it too, kind of like the inaction books. You've got picture, you got caption, all that. So it's going to be neat. You're going to have a lot of cool stuff to look at. And I don't know how many pages this is going to be. Unlike previous book series that Squadron has done, we're not setting a page number. We're just going to do everything we want to do. And if it ends up being tons and tons of pages, then so be it. Now, in addition to all of this cool stuff to see and look at, that's great. A lot of the old black and white pictures and even the original color pictures that I've got, um, I've got a lot of guys that have really nice collections of original photos, and they're helping us put the original pictures together. But a lot of those, some of them you've seen. I am hoping that we have some that you've not seen. That's what I've been trying to find. But that's cool. You may have seen them, you may have not, but the pictures that Peter is able to create, you've never seen those. So you're going to get to see a plane that perhaps there's one image that exists and it's a black and white. It might not be the greatest picture, but now we're going to be able to take the entire plane and put it in a scene. Peter will set it up and it'll look awesome. So we'll be able to see these planes in a way that we've never been able to do. And if you know Peter's work, which I'm sure you do by now, these are photorealistic images. I mean, yes, they're not real, but they might as well be. I mean, Star Wars isn't real, but I like the Millennium Falcon. What's wrong with that? So that's kind of neat. Now, for me as a modeler, the really cool part about this is you are not uh, you're not just getting a book. So what we've decided to do is so Peter's going to set all this stuff up and remember the poster that he just did for us with Lucky's Sunny 2 plane. That's not just a made up picture. It's not just Lucky's plane flying in the sky. That's an actual scene depicted that Peter depicted based on a story that Lucky told. So it's kind of like a story told coming to life, and that's what a lot of these images in the book are going to be. Uh, some of them, they're just going to be the plane flying because there's not really much to tell about it. But in addition to all the pretty pictures to look at, the book is going to serve as an instruction guide for not only painting your models because the planes in there, we just talked about the Ain't So Funny B-24. Okay, so you got all the information on it. You got a nice picture from Peter to look at. Flip the page. Now all of a sudden you're looking at side profiles, top and bottom profiles. So you get to see how the plane's painted. You get to see placements of stenciling. You get to see placement of the nose art. And the reason that we're going to have that in there is because there's going to be a decal set that's included with the book that has every decal, every nose art featured in the book on the decal set. And it's going to be a humongous decal set. Um, Now, the exact way this is going to work, I'll talk about it a little bit further down the road once we get there. And when I show you how it's going to work, it'll make sense. But it's going to be awesome. They're going to be very, very good decals from a very well known decal company that all you guys are going to love. So, and I know the question's going to come up, so I'll go ahead and say we are planning on releasing the decal sets. That they're going to be included with the book, but you will have the option of buying them in the 72 scale version or the 48 scale version. Now, some of you probably want this in 32 scale, and I want to produce it in 32 scale. But the problem is that much bigger, that how do I say this? That many fewer models that are available. I mean, on the B-24, you have the Hobby Boss kit and that's it. So we might do it. They're going to be designed in 32 scale, and then it's just a matter of do we run them or not. And we might. I'm not saying we are, but I don't want to commit to doing that yet because that's 48 scale is going to be pretty big, but 32 scale. I mean, imagine 32 scale dragon in his tail, which is definitely a part of this decal set, by the way. It's just huge. So I want to do that, but we'll see. We'll see. But 48 scale, 72 scale is a definite. Um, the first book in this series is going to be the B-24, just like you can see there in the middle, and that is going to be followed up with the B-17, and then the B-29. And if these go according to how we hope they will, the intention is to follow up after that with a fighters book, which will be, all your fighters, lots of P-51s and a little bit of everything else. And then after that, we thought we would do one more, a fifth one, that covers the rest of the bombers, whether they're light bombers or medium bombers. Think B-25s, A-20s, all that kind of stuff. So it'll be a cool series, and I hope that it works out like we're wanting to. The plan is after they're all done, is that we will make a like a box. If you were to buy a box set of DVDs or a box set of a collector's book or whatever, it comes in a box and you can slide the books in and out. The plan is we've got a cool box planned and designed that all the books would fit snugly into, and you can put that box in your bookshelf and have basically a box set of the Planes, Names, and Dames series. So it'll be neat. Now, if you are on our email list and you got the email that I sent today, which is this that I keep pulling up, you will see we've got three options for the front cover of the B-24 Liberator edition of this book series. And we thought that it would be kind of fun if we set up three options that we liked and basically opened it up to a poll, a voting poll, and let you guys decide uh, which cover we use. And that's what we did today. So if you've got your email, you've seen this, scroll down right past the three options. And basically, all you got to do is click the one that you like. And it's saving all the voting results, and it's interesting to me which one is in the lead right now. It's not what I thought it was going to be, but that's cool. That's why we're doing it this way. And the goal, the plan right now is the winner is going to be the front cover of the book, and the runner up is going to be the back cover of the book, but without all of the logo and the name and everything. It'll just be a full a full page image on the back cover. Excuse me. And then, of course, the third image, we'll use it. It's going to be inside the book along with other views of the same aircraft. So it's going to be cool. So if you got the email and you weren't exactly sure what that was all about, go back to your email and just vote for whichever one of those three that you think would be the best front cover for our first issue of Planes, Names, and Dames. And we'll see how it goes. I'm going to let the voting run probably through the weekend. And if it continues like it's going right now, there's going to be two of them that are very, very close, neither of which are taking a majority. So what I'm probably going to do is do a runoff vote next week between the top two choices, and then at that point, the winner of that vote will be the front cover, and the one that doesn't win will be the rear cover. So it's just kind of cool. It's kind of fun. I think it's fun. I hope you do. And I don't know. We'll see how that goes. So going back to Randy, I'm glad that you were able to vote for the one you like. You like the Zodiacs, and that's good. We like all three of them. That's why these are the three options. So it's just really cool. And the Zodiac planes, they're really neat. They're all of them are in that image. Of course, the ones in the background you can't really see really good, but inside the book there's some fantastic shots of all of those nose arts, and I think you guys are really going to like them. So, going back to the live chat, Greg, good to see you tonight, and Bill. Let's see. Got my large Squadron order today, David says. All right, good. So you've got some work to do before March. Awesome. Well, get that stuff done and send me some pictures. I'd love to see how they turn out. Hey, Jeff, good to see you tonight, buddy. And Robert, good to see you. Let's see. Oh, Arnell's with us tonight out from California. Good to see you. Looks like Wayne wants the double trouble option. It's a good choice. Uh, each one of those, I like them for different reasons. Uh, the I love the Mabel's labels. Bartigan, the guy that painted that, all of the planes that he painted are just awesome. He's the guy that did Dragon in His Tail and the Ain't So Funny and Michigan, all those huge paintings on the B-24s. And that one's really neat. And I like the way Peter did that one because it shows the nose art so big. But then you go to the Zodiacs and it's awesome because it's all the Zodiacs all in one picture. And then of course, like you're talking about the double trouble, I like it because it's the entire aircraft. You get to see the whole plane. So I don't know. I like them all. Jeremiah was a bullfrog working on the Wolfpack P36. I've not built any Wolfpack kits. I just, I don't know. I hadn't even worked on any of them really, so I hope that's going good for you. It's like oh, okay, getting some aftermarket 3D. Man, you can get some really, really cool 3D stuff these days for all these kits. And Franco's, he likes the double trouble. Awesome. Let's see. And Jeremiah was a bullfrog. Uh, no, that's not the new mascot. That's the Bucky Beaver from the Bucky's gas station. I stopped by and saw him a couple weeks ago on my way down to Florida. So, you know, it would be fun to get a squadron mascot. I joked about that with my wife last night. I told her maybe I need to get an eagle costume and get somebody to come to the shows with me, and we can have the squadron eagle running around with us. Oh, goodness. Let's see. Michael, he likes the double trouble. That's good. Good to see you tonight, lawn care novice. And talking about mascots, we kind of sort of used to have a mascot when we were in Blue Ridge. We had our muffler man that we called Mr. Hobby, and he stood outside our store holding a P-51. He was only about 20 feet tall. Probably can't take him to nationals with me, but he, when we sold that building, he stayed there, and that building is now a dentist office. So Mr. Hobby now holds a toothbrush and has been painted blue. So maybe one day we'll get another muffler man and stick him up in ringgold. Let's see. Brian cast his vote for the cover. Awesome. Franco's Trains and Models. Well, I'm glad you think so, Frank. I certainly have a good time here. And Lee is with us tonight from Buffalo. Good to see you. And Frank, party time indeed. And Michael's here. Good to see you tonight, buddy. Ted is with us. And Jay Banks. Let's see. Scotty says we're the best TV coverage around. Well, anybody talking about models is good in my book. So I'm glad you're here with us tonight. And David, we're down here, especially you guys down in Florida getting ready for hurricane, and David's talking about some snow. Always something with the weather, isn't it? All right, Michael here. All right, here's another rabbit we can chase for a minute. So Michael says, how many of you got the free catalog? It is heavy. Well, it is heavy. Boxed up and shipping, it weighs like 4 or 5 pounds. And we are working on the new catalog. So this one, even though it says 2023 Squadron catalog, looking back, it really should have said 2023 and 24 catalog. The new one that we're working on will say 2025-26. It takes a lot to lay this thing out. It's 500 pages, and there's a lot of stuff in there, so it takes a long time. I don't see being able to get one every year. If for some reason we do, then the next one will just say 26, 27, even though the next one will say 25, 26. We'll make it up as we go, but we're trying to finish this one up. We're working on it. We want to get it out right at the first of the year. I don't know if that means January or February, but we're doing it as quick as we can. But what we realized is before we start getting these headed this way, we wanted to make sure all of the current ones are headed you guys' way. So we wanted them out of the warehouse. And really it came up when we started moving everything across the parking lot into our final place that is finally done. And we're like, hey, we don't really want to move these. They're heavy. So we decided to, since they're kind of at the end of their life, if you will, and going into that category of being a collector's item, at least for me, because I'll have my new one soon. We decided to offer these up at no charge. Granted, you had to pay the shipping. It's not, unfortunately, the post office charges us to ship these to you guys. I don't know why, but they do. Free catalog, pay the shipping and handling, and we put those up as part of our final countdown deal last week. Now, the problem was I didn't count on so many people wanting them. I guess saying that out loud, free catalog. Who wouldn't want one, right? So we put them up, and I didn't go and count and see how many I actually had left. I just threw them out there. Well, the next morning I came in, and we had more orders and requests from you guys than I actually had. So there was a handful of customers that I had to email and unfortunately tell you that I did not have one for you. And I do apologize about that. Most of you have emailed me back and you understand, and you're going to get a copy of the 25 edition. So all is good, but I do apologize about that. But anyway, they're all gone now. So I really hope you guys enjoy them. It was a lot of fun. The new version is going to be quite a bit better, or at least I think it is. Um, so we'll see. The biggest, we didn't put prices in this. If you've got the catalog, you know what I mean. I mean, you see here, there's tons of stuff in here, but there's no prices. You have a name, an item number, and a picture, but no price. Well, the idea behind this was there is a fact that these prices on these models these days, they change like all the time. And we were worried that by the time we printed this catalog and got it to you, that the prices would be so outdated. I didn't want to make anybody mad. Well, some people were okay with it. Some people wished that it had prices. And so what we've decided for the next issue is we're going to put a price in there. Now, there's going to be a disclaimer literally at the bottom of every single page. Something to the tune of prices subject to change without warning. I don't know. We're going big, bold letters. So the disclaimers will be there, but we're going to put the prices in. That way, it at least gives you guys a range. I mean, if a kit costs $100, it's probably not going to go to $200 next week, but it might go to 110 or it might drop to 90, but it's going to be somewhere in the ballpark of whatever the price was when we print the catalog. So we've decided to do that, and that'll give you guys an idea of what the price possibly is, or at least what it's close to, before you make a decision if you want it or not. You'll know if it's a $10 model or a $500 model. I'll just say it that way. So that's one of the biggest differences in the first catalog and what we've got coming up next. And the new catalog will also have a lot more accessories in it. Back when we did this one, it's been 2 years now. Has it been 2 years? It's been a little over a year. Back when we did that, I mean, we had a bunch of accessories, but I just wasn't in a position yet to where they were in my system for me to easily get them in the catalog and blah, 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 whatever. But there's going to be a lot more accessories in there. I mean, I don't think there's like any Edward in this catalog at all, but there's going to be like 6,000 Edward items in the new catalog. So just that one brand alone is going to be enough accessories for you to look through and take like a week just to see it all. So the new catalog is going to be neat. It's going to be cool. We're going to, like I said, we're going to have that ready as soon as possible, as early in 2025 as we can, and we'll see. So, and Monty says he missed the free catalog, so sorry about that. But again, Peter is doing the artwork for the front cover again. He did the artwork for this one, and I think I haven't seen it yet, but I know what the concept is, and I think it's going to be cool. I know whatever he does, I know it's going to be great, but I think the concept is neat, so I'm excited to see it. And as soon as I get the artwork cover or the cover artwork from him, we'll post that to the website. We'll start taking pre-orders for them. like I mentioned in, we'll go back to the email again. At the bottom of the email down here, I mentioned the catalog. If you go to, uh, let's see, let me find it real quick. If you go to follow this link and go to the website, that didn't work. Here we go. Go to the website, go here to the page. I had a few people email asking me what the heck I meant by this. In the email, I said, go to the page and put your email in the notify me box. So let me explain how this works. If you, and this goes for any item on the website that's out of stock, which unfortunately right now is a lot of things because we've been focusing on moving more so than restocking, but that's about to change very soon. But any of these items that are out of stock uh, has this little box on it. And here's the catalog. So you can type in your email address. And if you're not signed up for our newsletter, you can do that instantly right there and click notify me. So what this does is it puts you in our system. And as soon as this item becomes available to order, whether being in stock or in this particular item's case, when it becomes available to pre-order, the system is going to send you an email and let you know that the item that you're interested in is ready to order. So what I described in the email is if you will do that for the catalog, the 2025 catalog, go in there, put your email in. What we're going to do is everybody that puts their email in for being notified, which is basically letting us know that you're interested. It's not a commitment to buy. It's just, hey, I'm interested in buying your catalog. We're going to send you a special coupon code to pre-order the catalog for cheaper than whatever it is we're selling it for. And yes, we are selling these things. I know I just gave away the last few, but these are over a year old now and they're about to be outdated. So I don't know what we're going to sell the catalog for, but whatever it is, the guys that are on the notify list, you're going to have an option to buy it cheaper. And we are going to try to work all that out here in the next few weeks. So that's enough about the catalog for now. Let me keep going down through the live chat and see what other rabbits we can find to chase. Let's see, Robert's with us tonight. Good to see you, buddy. And Anthony is here. Let's see. Well, all right, here we go. We'll chase the hot sauce train for a minute. So the hot sauces, get them pulled up here. There we go. All right, this is what I'm calling the B-29 Super Fortress Atomic Explosion. So I don't know why my image is not any bigger than it is. I got to fix that tomorrow. And by the way, Peter did all the artwork for these bottle labels too. So I think he was laughing at me when I asked him to do bottle labels for hot sauce. He's like, well, I guess there's a first time for everything. So this, I've got the wrong. I got to go fix some stuff. The B-29 is a Carolina Reaper pepper. The Naga Jalokia pepper is supposed to be the B-17. Yeah, well, at least it's right. Either way, they're both extremely hot peppers. So yes, Jason, to answer your question, we are working on a box set, and it's going to be a 3-pack. And one of them is going to, and I don't know when this is going to be. This may be a little bit further down the road, but it's going to be the Heavy Bombers is going to be one of the 3-packs. And then I've got some other. I got another fighter that's going to complete a 3-pack of fighters, and Doolittle's hot sauce is probably going to be just by itself. But we got some plans to do that. Yeah, I'm kind of mad right now because I thought these were nice, high quality pictures, and they're pretty terrible. So I got to go. I got to fix that tomorrow. But you'll be able to get the hot sauces in a box later. It looks like one of those little like a Coca-Cola 6-pack tray or or actually, it looks more like the if you've ever seen the root beer trays that have the four in them, uh, looks like one of those. But I think it's three, if I remember correctly. Anyway, that's coming down the line. Charles, greetings to you too. And Carlos says that the Zodiac's picture of B-24s is what inspired him to build models when he was a kid. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, I think that picture really turned out nice. I do. Bra- okay. Jay Banks says thanks for the B-17 poster. Yeah, if you look right here behind me, I finally got me a frame and got my lucky poster framed. So that's cool. I got to figure out where I'm going to hang it up. I'm probably going to hang it up in my office at the shop. But speaking of posters and talking about the B-24, the Planes, Names, and Names book, the other thing that I think is cool about the Planes, Names, and Names series is every one of the images in there that Peter does is going to be available as a poster. And it's going to be kind of interesting how you order those because you're not going to see those pictures unless you buy the book. So that means you're not going to know which poster you might want unless you buy the book. So on the website, there's going to be a section to buy posters out of the book, and you're basically going to be ordering by page number in the book. So if you want, I don't know, okay, we'll say Ain't So Funny since we've been talking about that plane. If Ain't So Funny is on page 230, then you're going to order a poster for page 230, and poof, there you have it. But there's going to be a lot of poster opportunities in these books too. So that's going to be a very, very cool thing as well. And Chris made it tonight. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're having a good evening. John's coming to us from Facebook. Good to see you tonight, John. And Trays is down in Orlando. Hope you're not getting blown away, buddy. Stay safe. Let's see. And Mark is with us tonight. Good to see you, buddy. The Way finally got here. Hey, better late than never, buddy. Good to see you. And Ed. Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. It's you can probably imagine it's not something that we've got coming out next week. So we still got quite a bit of work to do, but we're far enough down the road now that we wanted to go ahead and show you guys what we have cooking, so you can get excited with it with us about it. Lee says, I look more alive than I did last week. Well, buddy, I feel more alive than I did last week. Let's see, Robert, do we purchase collections? You know, we have done that in the past, and we will probably do it again in the future. But right now, at the moment, we are not in any position to take on any collections, unfortunately. I enjoy doing that because sometimes you find some cool stuff. My favorite part about buying collections is I get to go through it first and see if there's anything I want before we start selling it off to the customers. But I appreciate the offer, but right now I'm going to have to pass. We've got too much on our plate at the moment. So, all right, here's the next rabbit we're going to chase. When is the first open house, and how can we all help? Well, the best way to help is bring a lot of money with you when you do come. Oh goodness. So I don't know exactly when the first open house is going to be, but the rabbit that we will chase now is I will show you what our current situation is. Give me a second to get it pulled up here. So I like if you've been watching me for the past few weeks or couple months really now, you know that we've moved to Ringgold. You know that we have multiple warehouses that we're working out of at the moment. And as of today, that number went to 4. But the goal is we will end up in the 2 largest ones that are basically built as one building. And it's a pretty big building, or at least I think it is. And the building that we are moving out of now It was kind of a temporary thing. It was a stepping stone for us to get from Ellijay to Ringgold into the buildings that have been being built for us over the past couple or few months. Um, and thankfully, our stepping stone, so to speak, is literally right across the parking lot, as you'll see in just a moment. But the today was the day that we actually started being able to. Well, we've been moving stuff over there. We've been putting shelves together, building shelves, blah blah blah. But today, we're like, well, we have to start moving product over there because now the landlord has rented our stepping stone out to somebody else, and they want to be in the first week of October. So that leaves us like what, less than a week to get done, and it's going to be fine. He's going to work with us. He's already told the new people that they may not make their first week of October date, but we're getting out of there as quick as we can. So let me show you what we got here, if I can find it. I got it pulled up. Why is it not? Oh, there it is. All right. All right. So here you can see some of our guys literally rolling carts across the parking lot. Where I'm standing. Well, here you go. There you go. So this is our stepping stone warehouse, as I'm referring to it, and this is where we've been working out of since we got to Ringgold, and it's been fine, but we didn't have any shelves built. We kind of all of our stuff or half of it we've been working off of the floor. It's been fun. It's just one of those things. Been fun. We've been making it work, but we will definitely be a lot happier here shortly. We rented us a big truck to move stuff easier because for some reason it's raining. It hasn't rained here in a couple of months, and but now we're about to get a lot of rain. So that is, there, and I've got a couple more here. Yeah, there goes the truck going back for another load. Let's see. Yeah, so that's just back and forth all day long. Uh, the the reason those guys are wheeling those racks across the parking lot is because a bunch of our racks are they're 8 feet tall, but then they sit on top of a wheel dolly that's another 3 or 4 inches. So that makes them not able to go into the back of that truck. So that was fun. So every time that there would be a break in the rain, all of a sudden everybody'd be running back and grabbing 8 foot carts and wheeling them across the parking lot before it started raining again. So that was kind of fun. So here is the main video that I'll show you. And a lot of people have been asking, where are we? How close are we to I-75? That's I-75 right there that you're looking at. And apparently there must be a traffic jam out there. And here's our new place. So we're literally right on I-75. It is the last exit in Georgia. If you're coming from Tennessee, it's the first exit in Georgia. You can also get off on exit 1 in Tennessee and take Scruggs Road and go under the interstate to come straight into our industrial park. So this that I just walked into, this is what is going to be the Squadron shop, the Squadron Museum, if you will. This will be our little retail space. You'll be able to come in there relatively often. We haven't decided what the hours are going to be yet, but you'll be able to come in there and grab your tools and paints and see the latest and greatest model kits and see all of our old Squadron memorabilia. So that'll be neat. And then this room we're in, this is one of our work rooms that all the magic will happen in, getting boxes ready to ship out to you guys. And this is yet another one of the work rooms. There'll be a lot of products in here too. But this particular portion of the building, they are supposed to give us the CO and clear that on Friday. And then once that gets done, they're going to connect these two buildings with a big overhang so we don't get wet. But this is the big warehouse where we've been moving everything into today, trying to get everything sorted and organized and for the first time in a long time on shelves. So it's kind of um, I don't know. It's a lot of work, but it's gonna be so much better by this time next week because all these things that you see that are sitting on pallets, all that stuff is going on shelves very soon. These are all of our wood shelves that we have. These are our big shelves. We had a bunch of these in LJ. We're having to build more now, and these will all be full. And all that stuff that's been on the floor for so long now is soon going to be on shelves and nice and organized. So the good thing is we've got a lot of help got now. I got a lot of new employees, a lot of good guys that you know doing a really good job. So if any of you guys that are new with us are watching me tonight, I appreciate you and glad you're coming to work with us and hope that the building a model kit bug bites you really really hard. uh, it's hard not to get bit by the model kit bug when you're pulling them and packing them up and doing all that every day because it's too much good stuff to look at. You get to see the newest kits before anybody else, so it's uh it's a lot of fun. So going back to your question, the way I we are going to have an open house sometime, but I don't know when. We got a lot of setting up to do. We got to decorate the place. I got a lot of cool artwork from Lee Leibold to hang up, and a lot of old Squadron stuff to hang up. Lots of posters. It's gonna be neat. We're really gonna try to make it look cool. If anybody got to come to our Blue Ridge store, we really set that place up to look like an old school hobby shop back from like the 50s or 60s. That was the look we were going for, and we haven't really dialed in exactly what look we're going for here yet. We've got some ideas, and we'll get there. It'll be neat, and I think you guys will really enjoy coming by and seeing us. So let's see. Bucky's is the new Rat Fink. We need a model kit of him. I bet you somewhere on some 3D website somebody's got a Bucky's STL file. It would not surprise me one bit. Jeremiah talking again about a squadron mascot. I don't know. You guys keep joking me about a squadron mascot, and one of these days you're going to see me walking around in an eagle costume. Chris says you can't get beaver nuggets at Circle K. No, but you can get your 69-cent Coke. Yeah. And all right, now, so I guess so at open house, we've got to have barbecue so you can taste all the new hot sauce. Yeah. Lawrence, B-26 short wing. I don't know. If anybody was going to do it, I would say that ICM would be the place because they've got the B-26 Marauder and they've also got the B-26 and A-26. Uh, they got all that stuff. So I don't know. We'll have to. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not very knowledgeable on the short wing version that you're talking about. So Jim, model pictures for last month's show and tell. Yeah, it was either last month or the month before where something happened with my system, uh, and I think it was 2 months ago, and I missed out on showing a lot of pictures. So yes, if you've sent me pictures for the show and tell and you've not seen them on the show yet, please send them again so I can get those a part of the next show. Which now I'm sitting here looking at the calendar. The next show and tell is next week. So yeah, if you've got any pictures for show and tell, please send them to me. That would be great. Hmm. Ghost peppers hot sauce. Yeah, the ghost peppers. They're pretty serious, but the Carolina Reaper, that one will get you. Actually, they'll both get you, but the B-52. Don't worry, that one's coming. I'm trying to pick out the flavor for that, uh, but we'll see. Hey, Crispy Rices, good to see you. Right up the street from us, buddy. You will uh, you will definitely have to come by and check out the store when we get done. You can you can probably hear the drag strip from your house. Yeah, we are literally right next to the drag strip. All right, going back to that Tackham weasel we were talking about earlier, Jim says make sure to be careful because the suspension must be pretty fragile. Lots of small parts. Yeah, I've not built one of those yet. I didn't get one of the first two issues. I don't think. Well, I hadn't built them anyway. But this new one, I'm kind of interested in that. So I'll have to remember what you say there, Jim. Hot sauce and beaver nuggets. Robert, Squadron Museum. Yeah, the Squadron Museum. It's basically going to be the the way we decorate what will end up becoming our retail store. It's gonna. I don't know. You're just gonna have to see when we get it. We see it in our mind. You're just gonna have to see it when we get it done. But it's going to be a lot of the stuff in there is going to be things that are for sale. It's going to be the newest of the new kit, the paint, some of the books. You know, it'll be a small, so very very small selection of what we offer. It'll be a place to we're trying to work it out to where um, we can join the rest of the retail world and have an online order for in-store pickup. So you can place your order on our website, and then we'll let you know when it's ready, and you come by and pick it up. So that you'll walk in, you'll be able to do that. But then we're gonna decorate the place with all this. I mean, we don't have a ton, but we've got a good bit. A lot of people have been sending me stuff, whether it was old Squadron T-shirts or old Squadron signs. Um, Lee sent me a back when we first got started. Lee sent me an old Squadron clock. It's shaped like the Squadron Eagle that used to hang up in Texas. So we've got all the old artwork that came from Lee, the Don Greer paintings. Uh, I've got the I don't have the entire collection yet, but I'm working on getting the entire collection of Squadron Signal Publications books, all the inaction books, all like 700 or 800 of them. And we're going to have those on display, not for sale, but you'll be able to look at them. So we've got a lot of stuff. And then we're trying to, uh, if you if you got our catalog, in the front of the catalog, there was the history of our company, and we've learned a lot more about the company since doing this catalog. So we're going to update that story a little bit. Um, Nothing's changing from what we said. We're just adding some more detail to it. But we're going to try to put that story, on the wall. You know how some of these places do. They put the history in. So I mean, it's going to be interesting. I think it'll be interesting, and it'll be kind of cool anyway. And we'll just see how it goes. I would love to be able to have some display cases and be able to display your guys's models. If you've got a nice model built that you bought from Squadron, have it displayed at Squadron. I would love to be able to do that, and we'll just see. We'll see how much space we have, and what we can dedicate space to, and just make it a really cool place is what I'm hoping to do. So we'll just see what it does. Gabriel, hello to you too, buddy. And looks like Crispy Rice missed out on the big box. Yeah, you guys keep an eye out on Wednesdays when I send the email out with the final countdown. Uh, You never know what's gonna be on sale. Heck, I don't know. I didn't know that that's what I was gonna put on sale till this morning. So, um, or well, last night. Yeah, last night I figured that out. So you never know. Let's see. I'm gonna answer a few more questions here and probably try to bring this to an end this evening. I lots of good stuff, lots of good rabbits to chase in here tonight. Let's see. Robert, how is my Dora going? Unfortunately, not as good as yours. You got yours done, and I don't think I have done hardly anything to mine since you finished yours, other than getting it out here at my new house. That's it, sitting behind me. But one of these days, I got to finish it. Otherwise, I'm going to owe Chris something. Isn't that right, Chris? Let's see. And Gary was asking, and all these questions I'm running behind here. He was asking about draw decals, and it looks like Ed got you a good answer there. So thank you for that, Ed. Franco, going back to the Planes, Names, and Dames book, yes, the decal sheet will be included with that book, and it will feature all of the planes that are shown in the book. So it's going to be pretty cool. Tom, will we be selling the decals separate from the book? I will answer that question later, but in short, no. Because the book is the instructions for the decals. So to sell the decals without the book would be to sell the decals without the instruction sheet. But there's an asterisk to that answer, and I'll explain further down the road once we get a little bit closer to the project coming out. Franco says he'll come be our mascot. Yeah, you better be careful. I might take you up on that one day. Joseph, the Red Sonja kit. The only update is that, like things seem to always go, it has been delayed. So we will most likely not see that till the very end of the year. We were hoping to have it in time for Black Friday and that whole time frame, but I don't think it's going to make it. We'll be doing good to make it by Christmas, but it'll either be very end of December or beginning or middle of January. Fingers crossed. Wes, trade-ins on the new catalogs. See, I can't do that because you don't really want to get rid of this catalog. You need them both. You need the whole collection. Brian, how will the possible dock worker strike affect you? Well, it won't be fun, but we'll deal with it. It's happened many, many times since we've been doing this, and it you know it always makes delays, but we'll deal with it. Hopefully, they can reroute things, and sometimes you just have to wait longer, unfortunately. Are we going to do any World War II USN fighters hot sauce? We got all sorts of fun stuff like that. We're planning on the let me think. I got two or three others that are in the works right now. I don't think any of those are Navy fighters, but they might be. We got like 20 or 30 different ones that I would like to do. And we've got them kind of planned and artwork kind of concept out. But we'll see. We'll just have to wait and see how these do. Let's see. Hey, Robert, saw that Andy is going to be the exclusive distributor for Dragon kits. How will that affect us? Well, the word exclusive means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. So I I'm not really worried about it. Scotty wants hot sauce for Christmas. I will keep that in mind, buddy, and try to get that going in time for you. Yeah, going back to Dragon, we got the brand new stuff. It'll be here soon. I am very excited about they are reissuing their flying wings, and you know me and weird stuff. Flying wings are weird. So I'm very excited about those. And I found out that I was asking them about an update on 350th scale Nelson, and supposed to find out some more information on that soon, which I'm very excited about that. They announced that quite a while back, so I'm looking forward to their update on that. But Dragon's doing a lot of good stuff, and I'm excited to see what they continue to come out with. Hey, Mike, good to see you tonight, buddy, and glad you're joining up with us. Let's see. Charles, flagship models. That one, that's one of those that it's going to happen one day, but not anytime very soon. We just there's a lot more work involved in getting those back going than we thought it was going to be. So we've kind of put those on the shelf for the moment. But one of these days we'll get them out, and and it'll be a good thing. But Brian says he's in for the F-14 hot sauce. Well, I'm really glad you guys like this stuff because it's fun for me. So, Crispy, any more Don Greer paintings added to the website? Yes, no, there. So Lee has a lot more, but he was only wanting me to put small batches every couple of weeks. He emailed me just a couple of days ago and said he's got another batch that he's going to be sending me pictures for. I don't know, maybe next week. I don't know, but he does have another batch that'll be added soon. But according to what I'm understanding, he has dozens more left. So if there is a particular one or a particular subject that you are interested in, and you're wondering if he still has it, if you'll send me an email and tell me what you're looking for, I'll find out if he still got it, and we can let you know. And the high precision sprue cutters are awesome, man. I'm glad you love them because I know I do, and they are they are worth their weight in gold, so to speak. They they really do they turned out really nice. They do a fine job. Bernard, good to see you tonight, buddy. And Brian on the dragon stuff. Yeah, so a lot of their kits, what I've been noticing, that even though they're reissues, they're doing some of their stuff a little different. Some of it has some 3D things. So uh, once we get settled in over here at the new place, and I can spread that stuff out a little bit more, I'm going to try to do a little bit better job uh, showing more pictures of their boxes, because on the sides of all their boxes, they're letting us know what's included, whether it's the rubber tracks or the one piece tracks or the 3D, whatever it is that they have. And each one of the kits seems to be a little different. But I'm going to do my best to try to give more information on each kit, so you guys know. So anyway, that is all I've got for you guys tonight. I hope you enjoyed hanging out. I enjoyed hanging out, and I always enjoy this, and looking forward to it. Next week, hopefully, I will be showing you pictures of the initial setup in the museum area, the retail store area, and who knows? Oh, one of the other things that, and I didn't bring anything with me tonight, but I'm excited about this. Trumpeters Montana is finally here. So the 350 scale USS Montana, uh, finally, and I'm going to, as time permits in the next week or two, whatever, I'm going to open that thing up, take some pictures, some videos, and I'm going to try to get back to doing my what's in the box videos. It's been a very long time since I did that. I've not even done one since moving to Ringgold. It just, life happens. We moving the family, uh, selling a house, buying a house, moving to a temporary warehouse, now moving to the permanent warehouse. So lots of stuff's going on, but this particular kit, the Montana, I think that's what's going to entice me to get back to doing my what's in the box videos. So I'll show that off, and I'll show the difference in that and the Verifier kit because I'm interested. I want to know myself. So, but talking about trumpeter, you got the Montana is here now. The new, I don't know how to pronounce it. The new French light cruiser, the George Legaeus, or however you say it. The Jeanne d'Arc helicopter carrier. All these kits that we've been waiting on, they're finally here. A couple of new 16 scale kits. So make sure to go check out the website if you. I don't know if you guys know about this. I'll show you this before we go. On our website, I've got this new section. If you go up here to all products under past, present, and future, click on weekly releases. And I'm trying my best to keep this up to date. So right here, week of September 23rd, that's this week. If you click here, you can see all of the things um, that are here now that arrived this week. So lots of trumpeter stuff. Um, this the Model Collect, the America Bomber version of their Horton bomber. These that we finally have these, which I was curious why the price was so much more than their initial release of this, which is this version. And so I had to go back there and open it up. The box is twice as big, and I didn't know why. It's got way more sprues in it. It's got a lot more weapons and armament options than this other one, and I'm not too familiar with the exact differences in these two. But either way, it's a much bigger kit. But it's cool. But this weekly releases section is really neat. Just a good way for you to know what's no longer pre-order, what's actually here. So, and JL talking about this Olympic kit, um, and I'm not quite sure as far as what you mean. Has anyone said anything about it? Unless you're just talking about have we mentioned it tonight? And no, but this is really cool. So, of course, the Titanic, the Olympic, the Britannic, the excuse me, these are cool ships, and Trumpeter did the Titanic in 200 scale, and it was a great kit. But this one is just cool to me because I think this Dazzle camo scheme is really, really cool. And I don't know. They did it well, it was Hobby Boss, but they did this kit in 700 scale. Uh, I really wish they had it in 350th scale. But this one, I've not done a 200 scale ship yet. I did a 192 scale destroyer in resin, but I've not built one of these new plastic, like a trumpeter or an I Love kit, plastic kit. This one might push me over the edge to want to try a 200 scale kit because I just think that's going to be the coolest looking paint scheme. I mean, this thing is if you've seen their Titanic in this scale, it's a huge kit. So I don't know. I'm excited about it. Those are supposed to be here. Um, either the same thing like that Red Sonja, either really late December or perhaps January. It's a little too soon to know how slow the slow boat from China is going to go. But that'll be neat. I'm excited about it, and JL, hope you are too, buddy. But I'm going to leave it at that for tonight, guys. I really appreciate everybody being here, and hope you'll join me next week. Y'all take it easy, and have a good evening.